Take a deep breath. Right now, in this very moment, you are standing at the edge of something extraordinary. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it yet. But I promise you, by the time we finish this journey together, everything will be different. You picked this video for a reason. Maybe you're struggling. Maybe you're searching. Maybe you're tired of living a life that doesn't match the vision in your heart. Whatever brought you here, know this. You were meant to find this message. This is your moment. This is your awakening, the truth about your power. Let me tell you something that will change everything. You are not who you think you are. You are not defined by your past, your failures, your circumstances, or what anyone has ever told you about yourself. You are a creator, a force of nature, a divine being with unlimited potential. Most people live their entire lives never realizing this truth. They wake up every day believing they are victims of circumstance, prisoners of fate, powerless against the world around them. They believe life happens to them, not through them. But you're different. You're here because something inside you knows there's more. Something inside you is calling you to wake up, to rise up, to step into the power that has always been yours. Your thoughts are not just random electrical impulses in your brain. They are creative forces. Every thought you think is sending out a signal to the universe. And the universe is always responding. Think about it. Everything you see around you, the phone in your hand, the building you're in, the clothes you're wearing, all of it started as a thought in someone's mind. Someone imagined it, believed in it, and brought it into existence. You have that same power. That same creative force lives within you right now. Understanding the law of assumption now. I want you to understand something crucial. There is a law at work in this universe. A law as reliable as gravity, as constant as the rising sun. It's called the law of assumption. This law states that whatever you assume to be true, whatever you accept as real in your consciousness, must become your reality. Not might become. Not could become. Must become. Your current life is a perfect reflection of your past assumptions. Everything you're experiencing right now, your relationships, your bank account, your health, your opportunities, they're all the outer manifestation of your inner beliefs. But here's where it gets powerful. If your current reality is the result of past assumptions, that means you can create a new reality with new assumptions. You don't have to wait for circumstances to change. You don't have to wait for permission. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You can change your reality right now by changing what you assume to be true. Let me give you an example. If you want to be wealthy, you don't wait until you have money to feel abundant. You assume the feeling of abundance now. You walk like a wealthy person. You think like a wealthy person. You make decisions like a wealthy person. And as you persist in that assumption, the universe must rearrange itself to match that inner state. This isn't wishful thinking. This isn't positive thinking. This is the fundamental law of creation. The feeling is the secret. Here's what most people get wrong. They think manifestation is about visualizing, about repeating affirmations, about vision boards and wish lists. And while those things can be helpful, you miss the most important element, the feeling. You can visualize success all day long. But if you don't feel successful, if deep down you still feel like a failure, nothing will change. You can say, I am confident 1,000 times. But if you don't feel confident, if you're still carrying that energy of insecurity, the words are meaningless. The feeling is the secret. The feeling is the signal. The feeling is the language the universe understands. So when I talk about assuming your desire is fulfilled, I'm not talking about pretending. I'm not talking about lying to yourself. I'm talking about genuinely feeling in your body and in your soul that what you desire is already yours. How do you do this? You ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire was already fulfilled? What would be different about me? If you desired love and it showed up today, how would you feel? You'd feel cherished, valued, secure, happy, at peace. Feel that now. Don't wait for someone else to make you feel that way. Generate that feeling within yourself. That feeling is the seed that will grow into the relationship you desire. If you desired success and it happened today, how would you feel? You'd feel accomplished, confident, proud, free. Feel that now. Walk in that energy. Think from that place. That feeling is the magnet that will attract the success you desire. Living from the end, not toward. If this is one of the most important distinctions you'll ever learn. Most people live their lives moving toward their goals. But that's backwards. You don't move toward your goals. You move from them. What does that mean? It means you don't see yourself as someone trying to become successful. You see yourself as someone who is successful and is simply living that reality. You don't see yourself as someone seeking love. You see yourself as someone who is loved and is simply expressing that reality. You don't see yourself as someone hoping for abundance. You see yourself as someone who is abundant and is simply enjoying that reality. This is what it means to live from the end. You assume the end is already accomplished. You claim it as done, and you live from that state of completion. Think about it this way. If you're trying to get somewhere, you're acknowledging that you're not there yet. You're affirming the gap, the distance, the separation. And the universe responds to that by keeping you in a state of trying, seeking, chasing. But when you live from the end, when you assume you've already arrived, there's no gap. There's no distance. There's no separation. You are the person who has what they desire. And the universe must reflect that back to you. The power of this present moment, listen to me carefully. The only moment that exists is this moment. Right now, the past is gone. It lives only in your memory. The future hasn't arrived. It lives only in your imagination. This present moment is the only thing that's real. And more importantly, it's the only point where you have power. You cannot change the past. You cannot control the future. But you can choose who you are right now and who you choose to be, right? Now determines what you experience next. This is why people stay stuck. They keep living in the past, replaying old failures, old hurts, old limitations. Or they keep living in the future, waiting for the right time, the right circumstances, the right opportunity, but the power is here. Now, in this moment, right now. You can decide, I am successful. Not, I will be successful someday. Not, I'm trying to be successful. But I am successful. Present tense, current reality, right now. You can decide, I am loved. Not, I hope someone will love me. Not, maybe I'll find love, but I am loved. Here now, the moment you make that declaration and feel it is true, you shift your entire reality. The past loses its power. The future stops being something you're waiting for. And this moment becomes the point of creation. Overcoming doubt. Inferno, I know what you're thinking. This sounds great, but what about my doubts? What about when I don't believe it? What about when reality seems to contradict everything I'm trying to assume? First, understand this. Doubt is normal. Fear is normal. They're part of being human. Your mind is designed to keep you safe, to keep you in the familiar, to protect you from the unknown. So when you start assuming a new reality, when you start claiming something bigger, your mind will resist. It will throw up doubts. It will remind you of past failures. It will tell you all the reasons why it won't work. That's just your old programming running. That's the old you trying to pull you back into the comfort zone. But here's what you need to know. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind your thoughts. You are the one who decides which thoughts to believe and which to let go. When doubt arises, and it will, don't fight it. Don't try to suppress it. Don't beat yourself up for having it. That just gives it more power. Instead, acknowledge it. Oh, there's doubt. There's fear. That's interesting. And then gently return to your vision. Return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. It's like training a muscle. The first time you go to the gym, it's hard. Your muscles are weak. They shake. They give out. But if you keep going back, if you keep training, those muscles get stronger and stronger. Your faith is the same. The first time you try to assume something new, your doubt will be strong. But if you keep returning to your vision, If you keep feeling it real, your faith will get stronger and your doubt will get weaker, eventually. Your faith will be so strong that doubt won't even show up anymore. And when it does, you'll barely notice it because you'll be so anchored in your knowing. Why you must persist? Persistence is everything. Not the persistence of effort, but the persistence of assumption. Most people give up too soon. They try assuming something new for a day, a week, maybe a month. And when they don't see immediate results, they quit. They go back to their old assumptions, their old patterns, their old reality. But manifestation doesn't work on your timeline. It works on divine timing. Think about a seed. When you plant a seed in the ground, you don't see anything happen immediately. Days pass. Weeks pass. Nothing appears above the surface. But does that mean nothing is happening? No. Beneath the surface, that seed is cracking open. Roots are forming. Energy is building. The entire process of growth is underway. And then one day, seemingly out of nowhere, a sprout breaks through the soil. And soon after, a full plant emerges. Your desires are the same. The moment you assume they're fulfilled, the moment you plant that seed in your consciousness, the process begins. Beneath the surface, in the invisible realm, things are shifting, moving, aligning. But you have to water that seed with belief. You have to give it the sunlight of positive expectation. You have to protect it from the weeds of doubt. And most importantly, you have to be patient. You have to trust the process. You have to know that even when you can't see the progress, growth is happening. That's what persistence means. It means remaining faithful to your vision even when the evidence isn't there yet. It means returning to the feeling of the wish fulfilled day after day, night after night, until it becomes your natural state of being. The sacred journey of solitude. There may come a time on this journey when you feel alone. When the people around you don't understand what you're doing, when your friends think you've changed, when your family questions your choices, this is actually a sign that you're on the right path. When you start to elevate, you start to expand into a new version of yourself, not everyone can come with you. Some people are meant to be in your life for a season, not forever. Some relationships are meant to teach you lessons, not last a lifetime. And that's okay. God often sets people apart before He elevates them. He creates a space of solitude where transformation can happen without interference. Think about every great leader, every great visionary, every person who changed the world. They all went through a period of isolation. Moses in the wilderness, Jesus in the desert, Buddha under the tree, Muhammad in the cave. Solitude is where you discover who you really are. It's where you strip away the masks, the personas, the versions of yourself you created to please others. It's where you come face to face with your authentic self. In the noise of the world, you can't hear your inner voice. In the company of others, you can't fully connect with your higher self. But in solitude, in silence, in stillness, that connection becomes crystal clear. So if you're in a season of solitude right now, embrace it. Don't resist it. Don't see it as loneliness. See it as a sacred opportunity for growth. This is your time to go deep, to heal old wounds, to release old patterns, to discover your true power, to connect with the divine within you. And when you emerge from this season, and you will emerge, you will not be the same person. You will be stronger, wiser, more aligned, more powerful. The people who are meant to be in your next chapter will recognize this new you. They will be drawn to your energy. They will match your new vibration. But first, you must go through the transformation. And transformation often requires isolation, releasing the weight of your past. You cannot step into your future while dragging your past behind you. Every hurt, every failure, every disappointment, every betrayal, they're like weights tied to your ankles. They slow you down. They hold you back. They keep you stuck in a reality that no longer serves you. It's time to cut those weights loose. It's time to release the past. Now, I'm not saying to forget your past or pretend it didn't happen. Your past shaped you. It taught you. It made you who you are today. But there's a difference between learning from your past and living in your past. Learning from your past means taking the lessons, the wisdom, the growth, and leaving behind the pain, the resentment, the limiting beliefs. Living in your past means constantly replaying old hurts, holding on to grudges, defining yourself by what happened to you. The first one empowers you. The second one imprisons you. So how do you release the past? It starts with forgiveness. Forgive the people who hurt you. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Holding on to anger, resentment, bitterness, it doesn't hurt them. It hurts you. It's like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. Forgive them. Not for them, but for you. So you can be free. And here's the most important part. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you made, for the opportunities you missed, for the times you weren't your best self, for the ways you hurt others, for the ways you hurt yourself. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. You were learning. You were growing. You were human, but you're not that person anymore. You've evolved. You've expanded. You're becoming something greater. So release the guilt. Release the shame. Release the regret. They're heavy, and where you're going, you can't afford to carry that weight. Your past does not define your future. Your present assumption does. Who you were yesterday has nothing to do with who you are today. Who you are today has nothing to do with who you'll be tomorrow. Every moment is a new beginning. Every breath is a fresh start. Every second is an opportunity to choose again. So choose to let go. Choose to forgive. Choose to release. And choose to step forward into the life that's waiting for you. Understanding. Divine timing. One of the biggest frustrations people have with manifestation is timing. They assume their desire is fulfilled, they feel it real, they do everything right, and then nothing happens. Days pass, weeks pass, months pass, and they start to doubt. Let me tell you something about timing that will change your perspective. The universe operates on divine timing, not human timing. What you think should happen in a week might need a month. What you think should happen in a month might need a year. Not because the universe is slow, but because there are pieces moving that you can't see. Preparations being made that you're not aware of. Think about it like this. Let's say you desire a relationship. You assume you're already in a loving partnership. You feel it real. You live from that end. But maybe the person who's meant for you is still healing from their past relationship. Maybe they're still growing into the person who can meet you at your level. Maybe they're in another city and need to move. Maybe there are 100 little synchronicities that need to happen for your paths to cross at the perfect moment. You don't see all of that. You just see the waiting. And waiting feels like nothing is happening. But nothing could be further from the truth. Everything is happening. The entire universe is rearranging itself to bring you what you've assumed as yours. Doors are opening. People are moving. Circumstances are shifting. And then one day, seemingly out of nowhere, it all comes together. The perfect person walks into your life at the perfect time in the perfect way. And you realize it couldn't have happened any other way. The timing was perfect. This is why you must trust the process. This is why you must remain patient. This is why you cannot let delays discourage you. Delay is not denial. Waiting is not a sign that it's not working. It's a sign that pieces are moving, that preparations are being made, that everything is aligning for your highest good. Your job is not to figure out the timing. Your job is to remain faithful to your assumption, to keep feeling it real, to keep living from the end, to keep trusting that it's already done in the invisible realm and will manifest in the visible realm at exactly the right moment. The importance of gratitude now. Let me share something that will accelerate your manifestation. Gratitude is not just about being thankful. It's about living in the feeling of already having what you desire. When you're grateful for something, you're acknowledging that it's present in your life. You're confirming that it's real. You're affirming that you have it. So one of the most powerful things you can do is be grateful for your desire before it manifests in the physical world. Be grateful for the relationship before you meet the person. Be grateful for the success before you achieve it. Be grateful for the abundance before the money shows up. This doesn't mean fake gratitude. This doesn't mean pretending to be thankful while secretly feeling frustrated. This means genuinely feeling grateful because you know it's already yours in consciousness. And manifestation in the physical is just a matter of time. When you live in gratitude, you're sending a powerful signal to the universe. You're saying, I already have this. Thank you for this blessing. And the universe responds by reflecting that having back to you. Gratitude also raises your vibration. When you're grateful, you feel good. When you feel good, you're in alignment. When you're in alignment, manifestation happens effortlessly. So start and end every day with gratitude, not just for what you can see, but for what you know is coming. Not just for what has manifested, but for what you've already assumed is yours. Thank you for the love that's on its way. Thank you for the success that's unfolding. Thank you for the abundance that's flowing. Thank you for the health that's manifesting. Thank you for the opportunities that are appearing. Live in that state of gratitude. Make it your natural way of being, and watch how quickly your reality shifts to match that energy. The power of your words are not just sounds. They're creative forces. They're declarations. They're commands to the universe every time you speak. You're either affirming what you want or affirming what you don't want. You're either moving toward your desires or away from them. Most people don't realize how much power their words have. They go through life carelessly speaking, lack, limitation, doubt, fear, and then they wonder why their life reflects those things. I can't afford that. I'm so stressed. I'll never find love. I always fail. Nothing ever works out for me. Every one of those statements is an assumption. Every one is a declaration of what you believe to be true. And the universe, hearing those declarations, says, your wish is my command, and delivers more of the same. But you can change this starting right now. Start speaking life into your reality. Start declaring what you want as if it's already yours. Instead of I can't afford. Say I'm attracting abundance. Instead of I'm so stressed, say I'm at peace. Instead of I'll never find love, say I am loved. Instead of I always fail, say I am successful. Instead of nothing ever works out, say everything is working out for my highest good. These aren't just positive affirmations. These are declarations of truth. These are assumptions of your new reality. And here's something powerful. Speak in the present tense, not the future tense. Don't say I will be successful. That places success in the future always just out of reach. Say I am successful. Present tense. Current reality. Don't say I will find love. Say I am loved. Don't say I will have abundance. Say I am abundant. The universe responds to the now. So speak your desires as if they're happening now, because in consciousness, they are dealing with setbacks. Let's be real for a moment. This journey is not always smooth. There will be days when doubt creeps in. Days when you feel like giving up. Days when it seems like nothing is working. These moments are tests. They're opportunities to prove your faith, to strengthen your resolve, to recommit to your vision. When setbacks happen, and they will, don't see them as failures. See them as redirections. See them as the universe course correcting, making adjustments, preparing something even better for you. Sometimes what looks like a closed door is actually protection. That job you didn't get, maybe that company is about to go bankrupt. That relationship that ended, maybe that person would have held you back from your purpose. That opportunity that fell through, maybe there's a better one coming. You can't always see the bigger picture. You can't always understand why things happen the way they do, but you can trust that everything is working for your good. When you face a setback, don't abandon your assumption. Don't go back to your old beliefs. Don't start affirming lack and limitation again. Instead, return to your vision. Return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Remind yourself, this is just the outer world catching up to my inner world. My assumption is still true. My desire is still mine. And then keep moving forward. Keep persisting. Keep believing, because the moment you give up is often right before the breakthrough. The darkest hour is right before dawn. The greatest test comes right before the victory, so don't quit. Don't surrender to doubt. Don't let temporary circumstances shake your faith. You've come too far. You've invested too much. You're too close to give up now. Becoming the person you desire to be here's a profound truth. You don't get what you want. You get who you are. If you want success, but you're still thinking, speaking, and acting like an unsuccessful person, you won't achieve success. If you want love, but you're still vibrating at the frequency of loneliness, you won't attract love. If you want abundance, but you're still operating from a scarcity mindset, you won't experience abundance. Your outer world is always a reflection of your inner world. Your circumstances are always a mirror of your consciousness. So if you want something different, you must become someone different. This is what it means to assume your desire is fulfilled. You're not just imagining having what you want. You're becoming the person who has it. Who would you be if you already had everything you desired? How would you think? How would you feel? How would you carry yourself? How would you make decisions? How would you treat others? How would you spend your time? That's the person you need to become. Now, today. Not when your circumstances change, but right now. If you want to be wealthy, start thinking like a wealthy person. How do wealthy people view money? They see it as abundant, flowing, always available. They make decisions from a place of abundance, not scarcity. So even if your bank account is low right now, you can still think like a wealthy person. You can still make decisions from abundance. You can still be generous, confident, free in your relationship with money if you want to be loved. Start being the kind of person who is easy to love. Be kind, be authentic, be confident, be vulnerable, be open. Don't wait for someone else to love you first. Love yourself. Treat yourself with the same care, respect, and adoration you want from a partner. If you want to be successful, start being the kind of person who achieves success. Be disciplined. Be focused. Be consistent. Be willing to grow and learn. Don't wait for success to prove yourself. Prove yourself now. Do the work now. Show up now. This is the key. You must become the person on the inside before the world reflects it on the outside. The ripple effect of your transformation. Here's something beautiful that happens when you start living this way. Your transformation doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone around you. When you step into your power, you give others permission to step into theirs. When you break free from limitation, you show others that freedom is possible. When you manifest your desires, you prove to others that they can do the same. You become a living example, a beacon of light, a testament to what's possible when you align with your true power. And without even trying, without even preaching, just by being who you are, you inspire others. You uplift them. You help them see their own potential. This is the ripple effect. Your transformation creates waves that spread far beyond you. Your family notices. Your friends notice. Strangers notice. And as they witness your journey, something awakens in them. They start to question their own limitations. They start to believe in possibilities they had dismissed. They start to dream bigger dreams. This is your legacy. This is your purpose. You're not just transforming yourself. You're transforming the world around you. Every person who breaks free from limitation makes it easier for others to do the same. Every person who manifests their desires proves that it's possible. Every person who lives from a place of power shows others the way. So your journey is not selfish. It's not self-centered. It's actually one of the most generous things you can do to become the fullest, highest, most powerful version of yourself. Because in doing so, you light the path for others. You become the proof. You become the inspiration. You become the catalyst for transformation in others' lives. Living in the state of the wish fulfilled. Let's talk about what it really means to live in the state of the wish fulfilled. This is not about pretending. This is not about denying reality. This is about recognizing a deeper reality, the reality of consciousness. When I say assume your desire is fulfilled, I'm not telling you to ignore your circumstances. I'm telling you to look beyond them, to see what's real in consciousness, knowing that consciousness always manifests in form. Living in the state of the wish fulfilled means that in your mind, in your heart, in your entire being, you know that what you desire is already yours. It's not coming. It's not on the way. It's not something you're working toward. It's already done. And from that place of completion, you live your life. You make decisions from that place. You think from that place. You feel from that place. It's like this. Imagine you ordered something online. You've paid for it. You've got the confirmation email. Now, even though the package hasn't arrived yet, do you worry? Do you doubt? Do you question whether it's really coming? No, you know it's on its way. You might even start making space for it in your home. You might tell your friends about it. You might look forward to using it. You're not anxious about when it will arrive. You're not checking the tracking every 5 minutes. You're at peace because you know it's already yours. It's just a matter of when the delivery arrives. That's the state of the wish fulfilled. You know it's done. You know it's yours. You're just waiting for the physical delivery. But in consciousness, you already have it. And the beautiful thing is, when you live from that place, the delivery comes faster. Because you're not vibrating with lack. You're not sending out signals of doubt. You're simply being the person who has what they desire. The test of faith now, I need to prepare you for something. There will come a moment, maybe many moments, when your faith is tested. You'll assume your desire is fulfilled. You'll feel it real. You'll live from the end. And then nothing seems to change. In fact, sometimes it might even look like things are getting worse. This is what I call the test of faith. And almost everyone faces it. The test comes in different forms. Maybe you assume you're financially abundant and then an unexpected bill arrives. Maybe you assume you're in a loving relationship and then you go through a painful breakup. Maybe you assume you're healthy and then you get sick. In these moments, most people panic. They think it's not working. I must be doing something wrong. Maybe this whole thing is fake. And they abandon their assumption. They go back to their old beliefs. They return to their old state. But this is exactly when you need to hold firm. This is when your faith matters most. These tests are not signs that it's not working. They're actually signs that it is working. They're the old reality dissolving to make way for the new reality. They're the universe removing what no longer serves you to bring you what does. Think of it like cleaning out a closet. Before you can fill it with new clothes, you have to remove the old clothes. And for a moment, the closet looks empty, maybe even messy. But that emptiness is not permanent. It's temporary. It's making space for something better. When you face these tests, remember, your outer circumstances are always the echo of old assumptions. What you're experiencing now is the result of what you believed weeks, months, maybe even years ago. But you've planted a new seed. You've made a new assumption. And that seed is growing beneath the surface. It just hasn't broken through yet, so don't judge by appearances. Don't let the current reality shake your faith in the new reality you're creating. Instead, hold firm. Return to your assumption. Feel it real again. Know that despite what you see, your desire is still yours in consciousness. And consciousness always manifests in form. This is the test. And passing this test is what separates those who manifest their desires from those who give up right before the breakthrough. The power of revision. Let me teach you a powerful technique called revision. This is a tool you can use to change your past and, in doing so, change your future. Now, I know what you're thinking. How can I change the past? What's done is done. But remember, the past only exists in your memory. And memory is not fixed. Memory is fluid. Memory can be revised. When you revise a memory, you're not changing what happened in physical reality. You're changing the meaning you've assigned to it. You're changing how it affects you. You're changing the assumption you carry about yourself because of it. Here's how it works. Think of something that happened in your past that still bothers you. Maybe someone rejected you. Maybe you failed at something important. Maybe you were hurt or betrayed now. Close your eyes and replay that memory. But this time, change it. See it happening the way you wish it had happened. If someone rejected you, see them accepting you, appreciating you, choosing you. If you failed, see yourself succeeding, achieving your goal, being celebrated. If you were hurt, see yourself protected, valued, treated with love and respect. Feel this new version of the memory as vividly as you can. See it, hear it. Feel the emotions of this new reality. What you're doing is reprogramming your subconscious mind. You're removing the limiting belief that came from that experience and replacing it with an empowering belief. And here's the amazing thing. When you do this consistently, it actually changes your present and future, because you're no longer operating from a wounded place. You're no longer carrying that pain, that limitation, that belief that you're not enough. You can use revision every single day. At the end of each day, review what happened. If anything didn't go the way you wanted, revise it. See it happening the way you wish it had. Had a difficult conversation? Revise it to be smooth and positive. Missed an opportunity? Revise it so you didn't miss it. Felt anxious or afraid? Revise it so you were calm and confident. This isn't denial. This isn't escapism. This is taking control of your consciousness, because your consciousness creates your reality. And by revising your memories, you're creating a new baseline, a new foundation from which your future unfolds. Understanding resistance. Let's talk about resistance. Why is it that sometimes when you're trying to manifest something, you feel this internal struggle, this sense of pushing against something? Resistance comes from conflicting beliefs. Part of you wants the desire, but another part of you believes it's not possible, or that you're not worthy, or that something will go wrong if you get it. These conflicting beliefs create tension, and that tension is resistance. For example, you might want financial abundance, but deep down, you might believe that money is evil, or that wealthy people are greedy, or that you don't deserve to be rich. These unconscious beliefs create resistance to your desire. Or you might want a relationship, but deep down, you might believe that relationships always end in pain, or that you're not lovable, or that you'll lose yourself if you get close to someone. These beliefs create resistance to love. The key to dissolving resistance is to bring these unconscious beliefs to light. You have to become aware of them. You have to examine them, and you have to release them. Ask yourself, what do I believe about this desire? What do I believe about myself in relation to this desire? What am I afraid might happen if I get this desire? Be honest. Write down whatever comes up. Even if it seems irrational or silly, then for each limiting belief, create a new belief to replace it. Money is evil becomes money is a tool for good that allows me to help others and live abundantly. I'm not lovable becomes I am infinitely worthy of deep, authentic love. I always fail becomes I am capable and successful in all I do. Repeat these new beliefs. Feel them. Embody them. Let them become your new truth. As you do this, you'll notice the resistance melting away. The internal conflict will ease, and manifesting your desire will start to feel natural, easy, effortless. The law of correspondence, there's a principle that says, as within, so without. As above, so below. This means that your outer world will always correspond to your inner world. Your circumstances will always match your consciousness. If you want to know what you truly believe, look at your life. Your relationships show you what you believe about love. Your bank account shows you what you believe about money. Your health shows you what you believe about your body. Your opportunities show you what you believe about your worth. Everything external is a reflection of something internal. This is actually empowering, not discouraging, because it means that if you don't like what you see on the outside, you have the power to change it by changing what's on the inside. You're not at the mercy of circumstances. You're not a victim of the world. The world is responding to you, reflecting back to you your own beliefs and assumptions. So if you want a different life, create a different internal reality. Change your beliefs. Shift your assumptions. Transform your consciousness, and as you do, Watch how quickly your outer world begins to correspond to your new inner world. The importance of imagination. Your imagination is not just fantasy. It's not just daydreaming or wishful thinking. Your imagination is the most powerful creative tool you possess. Everything that exists in physical form was first imagined. Your phone, your home, your clothes. The city you live in, all of it started as an image in someone's imagination. Your imagination is where you create your reality before it manifests in physical form. It's the workshop of your mind, the laboratory of your consciousness. When you imagine something vividly, when you see it clearly in your mind's eye, you're not just pretending, you're creating. You're building it in the invisible realm so it can appear in the visible realm. This is why visualization is so powerful. But most people do it wrong. They visualize as if they're watching a movie, as if they're separate from the scene. True visualization means seeing from within the scene. It means imagining yourself in the experience, not watching yourself in the experience. If you desire a new home, don't visualize yourself looking at the home from the outside. Imagine yourself inside the home. What do you see when you look around? What does the furniture feel like? What sounds do you hear? What does it smell like? If you desire success, don't visualize yourself watching your success from a distance. Imagine experiencing your success. Feel the handshake of congratulations. Hear the words of recognition. Feel the emotion of achievement. The more real you make it in imagination, the more quickly it will manifest in physical reality. Your imagination is your first sense. It's more real than your physical senses because it operates in the realm of consciousness, where all creation begins. So use it deliberately. Use it daily. Spend time in imagination living the life you desire. And watch as that imagined life becomes your actual life. The role of inspired action now. Some people misunderstand manifestation. They think it means sitting around visualizing and affirming, waiting for things to magically appear. That's not how it works. Manifestation is not passive. It's active. But the action comes from a different place. It's not forced action. It's inspired action. What's the difference? Forced action comes from lack. It's pushing, striving, hustling out of fear that if you don't make it happen, it won't happen. It's exhausting. It's stressful. And often, it's ineffective. Inspired action comes from knowing. It's moving forward with ease because you feel guided, pulled, led by something greater than yourself. It feels natural. It feels right. And it's incredibly effective. When you assume your desire is fulfilled, when you live from the end, opportunities start appearing. Doors start opening. Ideas start coming. And with them comes a sense of knowing. I should do this. I should go here. I should call this person. That's inspired action. And when you take it, things unfold with amazing synchronicity. The key is to remain open, to stay present, to listen to that inner guidance. And when you feel the pull to take action, take it without questioning, without overthinking, without talking yourself out of it. Trust those impulses. They're the universe guiding you toward your manifestation. But here's the important part. The action should feel good. It should feel aligned. If you're forcing yourself to do something because you think you have to, or because you're afraid of what will happen if you don't, that's not inspired action. That's fear-based action. Stop. Return to your assumption. Return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And wait until the action feels inspired. Until it feels right. Till you're moving from knowing rather than from fear. The power of your environment has a massive impact on your consciousness. The people you surround yourself with, the content you consume, the places you spend time, all of it either supports your new assumption or undermines it. If you're trying to assume you're successful but you're surrounded by people who constantly complain about how hard life is, who talk about failure and limitation, who criticize anyone who tries to rise above mediocrity, that environment is working against you. If you're trying to assume you're abundant, But you're constantly consuming content about scarcity, about how the system is rigged, about how the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. That content is programming your mind with lack. You must be intentional about your environment. You must guard what you allow into your consciousness. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life or live in a bubble. But it does mean you need to be selective. You need to limit your exposure to negativity and increase your exposure to positivity. Spend time with people who believe in possibilities, who support your dreams, who operate from abundance, who see the best in you and in life. Consume content that uplifts you, inspires you, reminds you of your power. Read books about success. Listen to motivational speeches. Watch videos about manifestation. Fill your mind with ideas and beliefs that support where you're going, not where you've been. Create a physical environment that reflects your desired reality. If you want abundance, make your space feel abundant, clean, organized, beautiful. If you want peace, create a peaceful environment. If you want success, surround yourself with symbols of success. Your environment is constantly speaking to you. It's constantly influencing your consciousness. Make sure it's speaking the language of your desires, not the language of your old reality. Dealing with other people's doubt as you step into this new way of living. You're going to encounter doubt from others, people who don't understand, people who think you're being unrealistic, people who try to bring you back down to earth. This is inevitable. Most people are programmed with limitation. They've accepted certain beliefs about what's possible and what's not. And when you start claiming something beyond those beliefs, it threatens their worldview, so they'll try to talk you out of it. They'll cite statistics. They'll remind you of your past failures. They'll tell you to be realistic. Here's what you need to understand. Their doubt is not about you. It's about them. It's a reflection of their own limiting beliefs, their own fears, their own inability to imagine something greater. Don't let their doubt become your doubt. Don't let their limitations become your limitations. You don't need anyone else to believe in your dream. You just need you to believe in it. In fact, one of the signs that you're on the right path is that others don't understand it, because you're operating from a different level of consciousness. You're seeing possibilities they can't see. You're accessing power they don't know exists. So when someone doubts you, thank them for their concern. But don't let it shake your faith. Don't let it dim your vision. Don't let it pull you back into the old reality. Your journey is yours alone. Trust yourself. Trust your vision. Trust the knowing in your heart. And one day, when your manifestation appears, when your dream becomes reality, those same doubters will be amazed. They'll ask how you did it. And you can choose to share this wisdom with them, to help them see that they too have this power. But until then, protect your vision, guard your faith, and keep moving forward regardless of what anyone else thinks or says. The shift from doing to being, one of the biggest shifts you'll make on this journey, is from doing to being. Most of us were taught that success comes from doing. Work hard, take action, make things happen. And while action is important, it's not the foundation. The foundation is being who you are. Determines what you do, and what you do determines what you have. So if you want to have success, you must first be successful. Then you'll naturally do the things successful people do. And having success becomes inevitable. This is why trying to change your actions without changing your identity doesn't work long term. You might force yourself to wake up early, work longer hours, follow a strict routine. But if you're still being the person who struggles, who doubts, who operates from lack, those actions won't produce lasting results. But when you shift your being, when you assume the identity of the person who has what you desire, the right actions flow naturally. You don't have to force them. You don't have to discipline yourself into them. They're just who you are now. This is the shift from doing to being, and it changes everything. So stop asking, what should I do to manifest this? Start asking, who do I need to be to have this? And then become that person. Right now, today. Not through actions, but through assumption, through feeling, through consciousness. The actions will follow. The opportunities will appear. The manifestation will unfold. But it all starts with being, understanding the bridge of incidents when you assume your desire is fulfilled. You might expect it to appear immediately, magically, out of thin air. And while miracles can happen, usually there's what's called a bridge of incidents. A bridge of incidents is a series of events, encounters, and opportunities that lead you from where you are to where you want to be. For example, you assume you have your dream job. Then, seemingly by coincidence, you run into an old friend who mentions their company is hiring. You apply, you get an interview, you get the job, each step running into your friend. Hearing about the opening, applying, interviewing is an incident in the bridge. From your perspective, it might look like random luck. But from the perspective of consciousness, it was all orchestrated. The moment you assumed you had your dream job, the universe began arranging the bridge of incidents that would bring it to you. This is why you can't try to figure out how your desire will manifest. You don't know what the bridge of incidents will look like. You can't predict which doors will open or which people will appear. Your job is simply to remain faithful to your assumption and to follow any inspired action. The bridge will build itself. The path will reveal itself. The way will open, but you have to trust it. You have to walk forward even when you can't see the entire path. You have to take the first step even when you don't know where the second step will be. The bridge appears as you walk. The way opens as you move. Trust the process. The lesson of patience is one of the hardest lessons in manifestation. We live in an instant gratification world. We're used to getting what we want quickly. So when our desires don't manifest immediately, we get frustrated. But true manifestation requires patience. Not passive waiting, but active patience. Remaining faithful while the process unfolds. Think about nature. When you plant a seed, you don't expect a tree the next day. You understand that growth takes time. You water the seed. You give it sunlight. And you trust that beneath the surface, in the darkness of the soil, growth is happening. Your desires are the same. The moment you assume they're fulfilled, the seed is planted. But it needs time to grow. It needs you to water it with belief, to give it the sunlight of positive expectation, to protect it from the weeds of doubt. And if you do that consistently, patiently, faithfully, it will grow. It will break through the surface. It will manifest in your physical reality. But you have to give it time. You have to trust the process. You have to know that even when you can't see progress, growth is happening. Impatience is a form of doubt. When you're impatient, you're questioning whether it's really going to happen. You're wondering if you're doing it wrong. You're looking for evidence because you don't fully believe. But patience is a form of faith. When you're patient, you're trusting that it's already done. You're not worried about when it will appear because you know it's yours. You're at peace with the timing because you understand that divine timing is always perfect. So practice patience, not as a passive waiting, but as an active trust. Keep feeling your desire as fulfilled. Keep living from the end. Keep embodying the person who has what they want. And trust that at the perfect moment, in the perfect way, your manifestation will appear. The secret of detachment here's a paradox. The more you need something, the harder it is to manifest. The more you can let go, the easier it comes. This is the principle of detachment. And it's one of the most misunderstood aspects of manifestation. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care about your desire. It doesn't mean you give up on it or stop wanting it. Detachment means you're not emotionally dependent on it. Pure happiness. It means you want it, but you don't need it. You desire it, but you're not desperate for it. Why is this important? Because neediness is a state of lack. When you need something, you're affirming that you don't have it. You're operating from a place of emptiness, of incompleteness. But when you're detached, when you want something but don't need it, you're operating from a place of wholeness. You're saying, I'm already complete. I'm already happy. This desire would enhance my life, but my life is already good. Okay? And that state, that energy of wholeness is what allows manifestation to flow to you effortlessly. So how do you practice detachment? You do it by finding contentment in the present moment, by appreciating what you have now, by feeling fulfilled even before your desire manifests. This doesn't mean settling. It doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means being happy where you are while still moving toward where you want to be. It's the ability to say, I'm grateful for this moment, for this life, for what I have now, and I'm excited about what's coming. But my happiness doesn't depend on it coming. I'm happy now. When you can genuinely feel that, manifestation becomes easy, because you're not pushing, you're not grasping, you're not chasing, you're simply being open to receive. The truth about worthiness lets address something that stops many people from manifesting: their desires, the belief that they're not worthy, don't deserve love, not good enough for success, I don't deserve to be wealthy. These beliefs are lies, but they're powerful lies that keep you trapped in a reality you don't want. Here's the truth. Worthiness is not something you earn. It's not something you have to prove. It's something you are. You are worthy simply because you exist. You are worthy because you are a conscious being, a spark of the divine, a creator in your own right. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy. You don't have to be good enough to deserve love. You don't have to accomplish great things to merit success. Your worthiness is inherent. It cannot be added to or taken away. It simply is. The reason you're not experiencing what you desire is not because you're not worthy. It's because you don't believe you're worthy. And that belief creates a resistance that blocks the flow. So how do you overcome this? You start affirming your worthiness, not as something you're trying to earn, but as something you're recognizing. I am worthy of love. I deserve success. I am enough exactly as I am. Say these things. Feel these things. Let them sink deep into your consciousness. And when the voice of unworthiness rises up, when it tells you that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve it, that you'll never have it, recognize that voice for what it is: fear, old programming, a lie. Then replace it with truth. I am worthy. I deserve all good things. I am enough. As you do this consistently, the belief in your unworthiness will fade, and in its place will grow an unshakable knowing of your inherent worth. And from that place of knowing, manifestation becomes natural, because you're no longer blocking the flow with beliefs of unworthiness. You're open to receive all that is meant for you, living as the creator, coming toward the end of this journey. And I want to leave you with this. You are not a character in someone else's story. You are the author of your own story. You are not here to react to life. You are here to create life. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, of other people, of fate, of luck. You are the creator of your reality, the master of your destiny, the architect of your experience. This is not arrogance. This is not ego. This is truth. This is who you really are beneath all the conditioning, all the limiting beliefs, all the fear. You are a creator, and creation is not something you do. It's who you are. Every thought you think is an act of creation. Every belief you hold is shaping your reality. Every feeling you cultivate is sending out a signal that the universe responds to. So create consciously. Create intentionally. Create from a place of power rather than a place of victimhood. Stop saying, life happened to me. Start saying, I am creating my life. Stop asking, why is this happening to me? Start asking, what am I creating? What am I believing? What am I assuming? Stop waiting for things to change. Start being the change. Start assuming the change. Start living from the change. This is what it means to live as the creator. To recognize your power. To claim your authority. To step into your divine nature. And when you do this, when you truly embrace your role as creator, life transforms. Not because circumstances change, though they will, but because you change. Your perception changes. Your experience changes. Your entire reality changes. The final truth wave covered so much ground together. The law of assumption. The power of feeling. Living from the end. Overcoming doubt. The importance of persistence. The role of imagination. All of these are tools, techniques, principles, and they're all important. But there's one final truth that underlies all of them. One truth that if you truly understand it, makes everything else fall into place. Here it is. There is no separation between you and what you desire. That job you want. It's not separate from you. It exists in the same consciousness that you exist in. That relationship you long for. It's not separate from you. It's already connected to you in consciousness. That success, that abundance, that joy, that peace you seek. It's not outside of you waiting for you to find it. It's within you, waiting for you to recognize it. Everything exists in consciousness first. And you are consciousness. So everything that exists within you. When you desire something, you're not reaching outside of yourself for something you don't have. You're simply becoming aware of something that already exists within you. The manifestation process is not about getting something you don't have. It's about revealing something you already are. You are success. You are love. You are abundance. You are peace. You are everything you've ever desired. You just have to remember. You just have to assume. You just have to claim what has always been yours. Your new beginnings. So here we are, at the end of our time together. But this is not really an ending. This is a beginning. Everything we've talked about, everything you've learned, it's all just preparation for what comes next. For the life you're about to create. For the reality you're about to manifest. For the person you're about to become, you now have the knowledge. You now understand the power. The question is, what will you do with it? Will you go back to your old ways? Will you let doubt creep back in? Will you forget what you know and slip back into victim? Or will you step forward? Will you claim your power? Will you assume your desires as fulfilled and live from that end? The choice is yours. It's always been yours, and it always will be yours. But I want you to know something. I believe in you. I believe in your power. I believe in your ability to create the life you want, not because of anything you've done or accomplished, but because I know what you are. You are consciousness. You are creative force. You are divine power in human form. And there is nothing you cannot create when you fully embrace that truth. So go now. Go and create. Go and manifest. Go and live the life you were meant to live. Feel your desires as fulfilled. Live from the end. Persist in faith. Trust the process. And watch as your entire world transforms. You are ready. You have always been ready. You just had to remember. And now you do. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your life. Create it. Live it. Be it, because you are the power. You are the creator. You are everything you've ever been looking for. And it is done.